G'day from a noisy Imola media centre. I can tell you the big story here today. Adrian Newey is going to Ferrari, if you believe Jonathan McAvoy's story in the Daily Mail. Now, I had a chat with Jonathan earlier on today, and he's very strong about it. How would he get this idea? I didn't ask him how he got the story, but typically a journalist will either be tipped off by someone at either Red Bull, say, or Ferrari, or he'll stumble across some information that perhaps leads him to believe that is the case. But according to him, it's a done deal. Adrian has signed with Ferrari. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, is that why Lewis has gone? Because perhaps he got wind of this and said, right, I want to be on board with Adrian. I think not, because that Lewis move was announced some months ago, and here we are now, some months later, finding this out. And it's very hard for a secret like this to stay a secret if more than two people know about it. Yesterday he did say that he was seriously considering a change of teams. Well, if I was a betting man, I'd be having plenty on him going to Ferrari. And what sort of salary? Well, they're talking more than 15 million euros for a year's work. But if you look at Adrian's resume, it's impressive. His cars have won 13 Drivers' Championships, 12 Constructors, and that's across 3 different teams. But now that they've got Lewis and look like getting Adrian Newey, would suggest to me that the value of the Ferrari company has increased. Now, I know that this is just speculation and a lot can happen before it's confirmed. I would be expecting something in the next couple of weeks from Ferrari saying we're proud to announce Adrian Newey's coming to our team. Anyway, there's much more to come out about that. Let's go now to the behind the scenes of what I've seen here over the last couple of days. George Russell yesterday afternoon donned these overalls and goggles, old style, and went for a run around the track in an old car, the one on the right here. But Lewis was giving him a bit of a ribbing in the garage when this photo shoot was going on. Still on the subject of Lewis Hamilton, his outfit yesterday was impressive. It was Prada, and there was a lot of talk on my social media post that it reminded people of Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. Your thoughts? If you haven't seen my video yesterday about Senna, go back and have a look at that. But I did notice last night when I was out there shooting that memorial ceremony with Seb that they'd had the Aramco signage taken off in front of the Senna memorial, and they'd had this graphic put up instead. Now today we had Don Carlos join us. Have a look at this slick back hairstyle here from the Spanish driver. I did ask his dad what product he was putting in his hair, but his dad couldn't give me any insight into that. But he certainly looked well, it looked a bit like a Lothario. Look that up. Let's talk track action today. Oliver Bearman drove a Haas in FP1 and he was impressive. Here's what Ao Komatsu team principal had to say about him. He absorbs information quickly, couldn't fault him today, and when asked what he had to do to get a seat at Haas, his response was continue on as he has done today. If he continues to perform like this, it will be difficult to ignore him. My money's on him to be driving at Haas next year. And a little bit more about FP1 this morning, because I'm recording this straight after. 4 cars came off at Variante Alte, and I managed to get all 4 of them, although no damage done. Next up, Max Verstappen. He'll be driving tomorrow 2 sessions on track, and then doing 4 or 5 hours on a sim. Yes, he's doing the 24-hour race around the Nordschleife. I've been told not to call this a video game. This is indeed a sim race. He will be heading back to his camper, or his motorhome, after quali tomorrow, and he'll be sitting down and doing 4 or 5 hours on the sim, helping out his team, and then tomorrow morning, before he comes to the track, he'll be doing another session. You can find out more on his Instagram page, Team Redline Sims. Oh, and they're driving a BMW. Well, it's not a real BMW, just a video game. It's 8:15 and there are a small number of fans gathered here at the main gate. This is where the drivers come in to the track. So if they're lucky, a driver may actually stop their car and allow a selfie to be had, or perhaps even an autograph. Come 10 AM, I think there'll be probably a couple of hundred people out here waiting. And as you can see now, about half are Ferrari fans.
I hope I will be able to see a Ferrari win.
My favorite driver is Charles Leclerc. He's amazing, he's very strong, his character. I admire his strength and his love for Ferrari.
Fernando Alonso. He's a legend for me.
Driver Charles Leclerc, of course. Number 1.
We hope for a great weekend. Forza Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari. Leclerc e la Ferrari.
Leclerc, è gran pilota, molto contento di correre qua in Italia, nella sua casa, insieme a Sainz che è l'altro pilota della Ferrari. Anche lui molto contento di questo circuito bello, accettato dai piloti. E poi c'è Verstappen che proverà ad acquistare un'altra vittoria.
Oggi speriamo che Leclerc faccia una buona prova e la Ferrari possa aver portato gli aggiornamenti qua a Imola. Speriamo in una vittoria in questo weekend, però anche per l'Alfa Tauri visa Cash Up che possa fare dei buoni risultati perché è una scuderia di Faenza. Daniel Ricciardo comunque è un pilota abbastanza bravo e anche Tsunoda ha dimostrato di avere qualità.
Ferrari!
Who was that?
Fred Vasseur.
Fans were very excited then because Kimi Antonelli just entered. They spotted him, made the dash, and some are being awarded with an autograph or a selfie. You're very popular, Kimi. Well, it didn't take long for security to come and put up these fences already because the guys are pretty excited when Kimi just arrived, so now they're going to be contained.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Can I have a photo?
You can. You?
I follow you on Instagram.
Grazie.
I went to Monza and this is the second on Imola.
Behind me is the driver's car park, and it's probably a good 120 metres to the swipe gates, which are behind me here. And that's a long walk for F1 drivers. Normally the drivers' trainers will drive them up to the swipe gates, allow them to get out and make the quick entry into the paddock, but that did not happen yesterday. So which one of these F1 drivers missed their private flight yesterday to the track? This one, Lance Stroll. Now a lot of you have said, how the hell could you miss a private flight? I can tell you that often in busy airports, flights are given departure slots, and if you miss that slot, it might be that you don't get one for a couple of hours. Now I can't tell you exactly what happened, but he was well delayed, but I understand he did make it. We've come from a very new school track, being Miami, to what is an old school track, perhaps one of the most basics that we have here. But I like it. I like the tight paddock. I like the trees that surround this racetrack. But most of all, I love the town. It's got such great character, the locals are friendly, and the food is magnificent. And there's no tipping, and the price you see on the menu is exactly what you pay. Behind me is the Williams motorhome. It pops up at all the European races. What's it worth? Well, I was told yesterday it's about 11 years old and they paid £1.9 million for it. But a little further down here, Aston Martin's is much newer and slightly larger, and theirs was $5 million. And does team principal James Vowles have any scenting in his office? Yes, surprisingly he does. It's from Joe Loves, and his scent is mango Thai lime. Delicious. So that's the motorhome, but what about these engineering motorhomes here? Well, these are made by primarily two companies, Bischoff and Czech and Schuler. And it's quite phenomenal that in this paddock, which is very tight, all of these hospitality suites are brought in first, and then they bring in the motorhomes with trucks and they reverse them in. It's a precision job, and those truck drivers are something special. And from the top of the Williams motorhome, you get a beautiful view down here over the paddock. And if you come over here, you get this beautiful view of the trees with the river behind. If you head from the centre of Imola out to the track, and it's only a walk of less than a kilometre, on a Thursday, you have these lovely markets all the way along here, selling all sorts of stuff. And I've got to say, this tree-lined avenue is something special. The trees meet in the middle of the road and provide a perfect canopy for our walk to and from the track. Behind me is the river that separates the main road from the track. And on Sunday, I expect to see hundreds of people standing on that bank just there, because they come here to experience A, the sound of the start, and B, the flyover. In the 2 years that I've been at this race, we've had our media centre on the outside of the track, but now we've moved it to the inside, which means to get to the paddock, we have to go through this tunnel, which is photographically quite nice. It'd be nice to see a driver down here. Now, there's more work to be done back at my desk, so I'm going to thank you for watching this video and urge you to subscribe, and for a whole lot of other content and stuff, have a look. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.
So in this weekend in Imola we hope...
I
forgot. It's hard, because if I speak in English... Okay.
Come forward. In the sun. Yep, go.
Oggi speriamo... Oggi...
No. Sorry, mind the way.